Best of R / Tales from Retail episode 4. Today, it was my manager, M, another regular associate, Ra, and I. This lady, L, comes in to make a return, then buy other things. She was in there an hour, and had us pulling different sizes of things often. We finally get her to the register, and my co-worker is ringing her up while I attend to other things. Our system is saying we have to put the return on a gift card, or her credit card. The associate explains this to the customer, and she's okay with the gift card so we can just turn around and use the funds instead of pulling more from her card, it being reimbursed after a week, etc. When they get to the new purchase, it turns out L's new stuff in total cost $5 and some change less. So, she has a gift card with that amount, and gets mad. L, okay, can you make that cash? I don't want a gift card. Ra, well, I can't do that and I'm not sure there's a way. Are you sure you don't want to just keep the card because it's only $5-ish, and you will be back? L, no, I want the cash. You didn't say I would end up with a gift card. Ra, well, I didn't know there would be a difference in price. Goes and gets M, tells her what's up. M, I don't know how, I'll have to call. M is trying to get some people on the phone, figure it out, but can't. L is getting visibly upset and just asks if she can take the cash and leave because she has to leave or she'll be late for something. M of course says no, because of procedure. L, okay, I want to just cancel the whole order, this is ridiculous. I mean, why can't you just give me the cash? I don't understand why it's taking this long. M, because we can't just do that. We need you to sign things to make sure it's cancelled. Can't just let you walk out with money unaccounted for. We'll have to call the customer service number to cancel it from their end. Do the refund reversal. L, whatever. Just do what takes the least amount of time. In late. M and Ra call, tell the guy what's happening, and it's taking a while. By this time, I've been ringing customers and walking around helping. I get back to my register, and it starts giving me issues with another lady's stuff. All of the sudden screaming. L, I am so effing tired of this. It's taking too long and you can just take this effing gift card and shove it. I want my money now and I don't care what you have to do. I am so late and I want my effing refund. M and Ra just look at her and keep talking to the guy on the phone, and get some progress. I call Ra over to help me with my computer issue, and my lady starts getting a little testy over the coupons and system not working. I do commend her for staying calm ultimately and letting us just do our job. M finally gets off the phone and gives L her credit on her credit card, and L, thank you so much for your help. Have a nice day. Magically, L wasn't in a rush anymore and walked out at a leisurely pace. Thank you. Next. On mobile, so sorry for formatting. I worked for company for 5 years now and when I started I was in frozen/dairy and in my early 20s. The dairy cooler has these racks that slide the milk down when the first one is taken off. So naturally I was filling the milk racks, opened the milk door to take one. He saw me and immediately said, "Are you my daddy?" Now this customer looked like he was in his 30s and asking 20-something-year-old me this. Me being me, I just awkwardly stared at him until he just laughed and said, "My mom always told me the milkman was my father." Laughed again and left. Looking back, it is a funny story that I tell new PPL at my store. Thank you. Next. An old tale at work today I wanted to share and get everyone's thoughts on this odd situation. A customer wanted to buy 2 tank tops but she told me she did not want to pay the sale price. She wanted to be charged $5 more than the regular price. When I asked her why she wanted to pay full price, she said verbatim, "Your clothes are so cheap. I keep losing them and it feels like I'm ripping you off. Can you please charge me full price? I know you guys can do a price override." Which we totally can. I had no clue what to say, but after talking to some managers, we changed the price to the full price, which roughly came out to $33. She gave me $40, told me to keep the change, slid an extra $5 bill across the counter, and left without looking back. Did I meet a cryptid? Thank you. Next. So I decided to post one of my other retail stories. This one is a fair bit more tamed compared to my first one. We all have those customers who think they are right, and when they discover they are wrong, refused to apologize. This is a rare instance where a customer actually did. So at my current job, I look over and order products for HVAC. Basically heaters, air conditioners, fans, etc. One product I don't carry are air purifiers. I never sell, and haven't had them for years. So this happened maybe 2 years ago. I had an elderly customer come in, wanting a filter for a air purifier he had. I told him I don't keep the filters, but I can order them in. This sets him off a bit. He goes off saying, but I bought the air purifier here last year. You should have the filters for them. Confused, I asked if it was ordered in for him, because I never had air purifiers last year. He replied, no, I picked it up off your shelves. I grabbed the model number of his unit, so I could find the number in need to order the filter. Meanwhile, he's muttering, pissed off with the usual rant we all know, saying if you sell the product here, you should have the parts. So I punched the info into the computer, and it is a unit that we haven't sold at the store in over 3 years, and this guy was starting to piss me off with his attitude. So as a way to throw it back at him, I said my computer shows we haven't sold this unit since 2013. He gets even more pissed and replies in a very annoyed and aggravated tone, well, your computer is lying, because I bought a unit here. Not wanting to deal with this guy much longer, I find the number for the filter, and order it for him, saying it will be here in a few days. As he leaves, he says you need to start carrying the parts for what you sell. I say nothing, just shake my head as I watch him leave. So a few days later, the filters arrive, and he comes in to get them. Somebody else had gotten them, and due to a brain injury, it is very hard for me to remember faces. So he came up to me, asking for help finding a product and if we can order it in. Since I didn't remember who he was, I go to my computer to look through the system, not realizing who he was. As I'm looking through the computer, he suddenly says, oh, I owe you apology. I was confused for a moment when he explained who he was regarding the filter and air purifier. He told me after he got home, he looked for the receipt that he had tapped onto the unit and discovered he bought it from our competitor. I simply have a laugh and said no worries and sent him on his way. But I also thought, wow, a customer actually apologizes for being wrong. That's a first. Thank you. Next. Worked at a retail store for a while. Had to help a couple of gems, including a lady that didn't know what acetone was and used basically nail polish remover to remove her eye makeup, and then asked me if we had something that was both a face wash and a dry shampoo. But this next lady really takes the cake in my retail experience. One thing to remember for the story, the store I worked at let us wear crop tops to work, so I was in a crop top and jeans that day. So this lady was like 70s looking, frail and tiny, looked like an artsy grandma, and she wanted to know if we had any overalls. Well, she was in luck because overalls were like 75% of what we had that season. She says she wants a black pair, so I show her what we have, and she says she'd like to try it in both a medium and a large, so I pull one of each. This lady ends up going through the whole store making me grab a medium and large in every single jumpsuit and overall style we have in the store, and has me carry everything in my arms and follow her around the whole time like a personal shopper. At the store I worked at, I was responsible for helping everyone on the floor, not just one customer at a time, so thank God no one really asked for my help. One mom came up and was about to ask me for something before she saw the 20 overalls I had in my arms and said, "Oh, it's okay, honey, I'll just find it myself." Bless that woman. Lady now wants t-shirts to go with her overalls. Okay, I show her our t-shirts. These are too baggy, she says. I want a tight t-shirt. I explain that we didn't carry any tight t-shirts this season, only tight tanks and crop tops, and all our t-shirts were pretty baggy, but I found a style that was sort of fitted, and she flips through the rack before saying, "Okay, get these two for me, Mum, you can reach the rack. I saw you flip through the rack. The rack is shorter than you are. I get that you're elderly, but I'm carrying like 20 overalls. And that's just 2 t-shirts. But whatever." I grab her t-shirts. I take all her stuff up to the dressing rooms, where she has me give her my opinion for every single overall she tries on. There's a line growing in front of the rooms now, and thank God every other customer was a really understanding college kid who totally got why I was slow to help them. I also find the one tight t-shirt in the whole store in the sale section for her. She pretends to get mad at me for not having brought them to her earlier. She thinks it's funny when I panic for a second. She also thinks it's okay to do this. Lady, do you have any dark blue overalls? Me. Yes. L. Oh, why didn't you get them for me? M. You said you didn't want them. You said the blue was too dark. L. Well, now I want them. So I radioed to have a medium and a large in the dark blue overalls sent upstairs. An hour later, she finally decides on the pairs she wants, but wants to see what her new outfit looks like with a bandana in her hair. She's having some trouble holding her arms up long enough to tie it properly, so I offer to do it for her. While I'm doing this, the lady pats my waist, my bare skin. This lady just pats the exposed part of my waist. My soul left my body for a hot second, but whatever. I bring all her stuff down. She takes one look at the long line and the one cashier girl and says, "Oh, my back hurts so much from standing, and this line is so long, could you just let me go first?" I tell her no, Mom, I cannot in fact let you cut in front of 10 other people, but if you'd like, I can hold your stuff behind the register until the line dies down and we can find you some place to sit in the meantime. I offer to take her upstairs in our elevator so that she can sit on one of the really soft couches or armchairs we have on display. She refuses to go upstairs. I'm not walking up those stairs, she says. I repeat that we have an elevator that I am more than happy to take her on. She still refuses and insists on staying downstairs. I say that she is welcome to do that, but the only seating we have downstairs is the shoe benches and those are just hard plywood, which won't do her back any favors, and all the soft seating is upstairs in our furniture section. Could you just bring down an armchair for me? No. The couple that was next in line overheard the whole thing and very kindly let her cut in front of them, so I just dumped all her stuff at the register and booked it. The cashier told me later that the lady didn't believe how much her stuff came up to and made her cancel the transaction and ring each piece up one by one and show her the price tag and how much it rang up on the register. Thank you. Next. This happened last night at the gas station I work at. Like many gas stations, ours sells scratch-off lottery tickets. Last night someone wanted a certain $2 holiday one, and when I went to get it I saw that one of my co-workers had almost ripped it in half while taking off the previous one. It doesn't make any difference as long as we can scan it, but some customers don't like ripped tickets, so I held it out and asked if they wanted this one or the next one in the sequence. They decided to go for the next one because ripped tickets and bad luck and they never win. Fast forward to the end of my shift and I see that not only is the ripped ticket still there, but several more tickets in the sheet have been sold. Knowing that this would throw off the lottery count at the end of the night, I decided to buy the ticket myself since I usually buy a couple every month just for fun anyways. After clocking out and getting a couple of items I bought a ticket, and since no one was in line behind me I scratched off the barcode at the bottom and handed it back to my co-worker to check. It ended up being a $5 winner, so I took the $3 profit and went home. I'm debating whether or not to tell the first customer about the ticket. They come in almost every day to buy lottery and on the one hand it's a funny story, but on the other hand I don't want to make them mad that they missed out on a winner. Thank you. Next. Hello. First time poster here, on mobile, and English isn't my first language. So I work at a small local grocery store and have been for 5 years now. I was working a 7-hour shift and there was 2 hours left of it. At my work we also have postal service, so you can send letters and pick up packages. A lady walks up to the postal desk, I get her package and ask her for some. This is standard procedure, and in the email you get, telling you your package has arrived, the mail reminds you to bring some kind of ID. Offended lady, OLC, my co-worker duh, OL, looks surprised and annoyed. Do you seriously have to see my ID? Me, yes. OL, visibly upset. I usually never have to show my ID. Note, customers not being asked to show their ID is unusual. Not all my co-workers bother to ask, but I prefer doing it by the book. Me, sorry, but it's standard. OL, you know I am actually very well known here. C is a close friend of mine, you can just ask her. Me, okay. I have never seen you before therefore I need the ID. OL, in an undermining tone. Well, it must just be because you're new here. Me, I have worked here for almost 2 years. She ends up showing me her ID and leaving. I know I probably could have been more polite, but I was tired and fed up with rude customers.